Heart of Texas is my favorite beer.
El Grito.
Notorious OAT.
El Chingón.
La Chingona. Hands down. La Chingona is my favorite beer.
No, I mean, it started out with, buckets and on the stovetop.
We literally bought one of those goofy Mr. Beer kits and right from the TV ordered one and brewed our first batch of beer.
I started homebrewing probably in 2008, 2009 in my garage. Made a few batches that were at best drinkable.
The first one was awful. It tasted like iced tea.
Over time, it's like any other hobby. You learn more, you get better equipment.
And I started doing a bunch of research on different ways to do the home brewing process.
Thought it'd be a great idea to do a homebrew festival, which hadn't been done in Dallas. Greg had a team. We didn't know him at the time. Had a team.
I think I think George and Steve won.
The homebrew club I was a part of won first place in the People's Choice, and their beer won first place in the Judge's Choice.
Greg, his recollection is that they won the Judge's Choice and that we won the People's Choice, but we know we were the clear winners that day.
Clearly, we were more popular than they were.
No, I think it was a tie.
That kind of started the conversation.
We were talking about how other cities around America had a great beer culture, and Dallas just didn't.
My wife is really supportive. She goes, look, either do it or don't. But you guys get together a lot, you drink a lot of beer, and nothing ever happens. And so that was like, okay, I got the go-ahead, yeah.
And that's the moment when we really said, let's make a go of it.
First beer we ever did was Local Buzz. And that's the recipe that I did in my garage, 100 times probably.
Steve was the first guy I met. I was a buyer at the time, and he was selling me beer. Like, when they were brand new, didn't have cans yet. He had it in Topo Chico bottles with like a sticker on it, like, this is our brand,
We didn't want to be, Oak Cliff Brewing Company or Dallas Brewing Company. What do you name this baby? What do you call it?
It was this unique feeling of unity.
Very, diverse.
Really was inspired by a street corner in Oak Cliff. And that was the essence of it. So we named it Four Corners.
And then things started to happen, like doors started to open. Got a call from a buyer at Whole Foods that said, hey, I understand you guys are gonna be brewing beer. So we didn't even have equipment yet.
First facility on Singleton was an old garage where they would repair 18-wheelers. Grease everywhere, really, really dirty. Just the kind of place you wanted to put a food grade facility in.
We wanted a brand that was really colorful and vibrant. So you want it to look like a family, but each beer has to tell its own story.
First and foremost, we wanted to create something that was like, eye-catching and pulled at the heartstrings a little bit.
I'm literally standing in line and there's a Loteria board game there at the checkout line. I go, that could work.
And I was just like, it's really cool. It's a great, eye-catching thing that someone can look at an image and know exactly what it is. So yeah, the Loteria is just a great architecture for the design of the brewery too.
We expected to be there for about 10 years and we outgrew the space in 5.
We found this place in the Cedars. We have 2 buildings. One of those buildings was built in the 60s. The other was built around the turn of the century. It was perfect for the size of brewery we wanted to put in.
It's a great neighborhood, and it's going to be a real asset to Dallas here in the next few years.
This is like Dallas's dopest community center that just happens to have beer.
And there's differences in our skill sets, which obviously made this a success.
We compensated for each other's gaps.
My background is finance and banking.
Greg could raise money.
George's obviously is marketing and sales.
George had the marketing experience.
And Steve's is operations and beer. Having those 3 skill sets come together are the 3 basic things you need to run any business.
And I think people know us as a beer company. I'd say down the road, they'll know us as a beverage company.
It's still a work in progress. There's still a lot to do.
I think we are trailblazing and leading the way.
We have to push the innovation a lot further, whether it's flavors or styles or processes, and I think we get to do that in our unique way.
Majority of the people who work here have been here since the beginning.
I was in my 20s when I started this job, and now I'm not.
I come here every day. I see my friends that I've known for 8+ years.
Support, family, it's always been a tight-knit group of people.
man, I love it. I still look forward to coming into work every day.
And we call them Team Chingon. They do incredible work. They don't just clock in, clock out. They live the brand. They are the brand.
If you understand who we are as a team and who we are as a family and all the workers that make this possible, it's just great beer for good people.